A relationship with the right referral partner could be a game changer for any B2B company. So what if you could reverse engineer these relationships at a moment's notice? Start a podcast, invite potential referral partners to be guests on your show, and grow your referral network faster than ever. Learn more at sweetfishmedia.com.
You're listening to B2B Growth, a daily podcast for B2B leaders. We've interviewed names you've probably heard before, like Gary Vaynerchuk and Simon Sinek, but you've probably never heard from the majority of our guests. That's because the bulk of our interviews aren't with professional speakers and authors. Most of our guests are in the trenches leading sales and marketing teams. They're implementing strategy. They're experimenting with tactics. They're building the fastest growing B2B companies in the world. My name is James Carberry. I'm the founder of Sweetfish Media, a podcast agency for B2B brands, and I'm also one of the co-hosts of this show. When we're not interviewing sales and marketing leaders, you'll hear stories from behind the scenes of our own business. We'll share the ups and downs of our journey as we attempt to take over the world. Just kidding. Well, maybe. Let's get into the show.
Welcome back to the B2B Growth Show. This is episode number 4 in a new series we've recently launched called How to Podcast. I'm Logan Lyles, Director of Partnerships here at Sweetfish Media. And in this series, we're breaking down common questions that we get about podcasting and sharing some of the lessons we've learned in several years launching podcasts for our clients and producing this show here at B2B Growth. So today's topic is going to be 4 specific ways that you can promote your show and help build your audience for your podcast. Number 1 is the idea of co-promotions. So this is a no-cost, very easy way to get some more visibility to your podcast. And the way it works is simply finding other podcasts in your niche, connecting with the hosts or producers of those shows, and striking up a partnership where you mention at the top of your show this other podcast, why you think it might be valuable for your audience, and encourage people to look it up and subscribe to that show. And then the host of the other show is doing the same thing, respectively, for your podcast. So we've done this with other marketing shows, and you can do a pre-recorded message or just get into the rhythm as the host of the podcast to mention this at the top of your interview. So the second one we wanted to touch on today is email signatures. So if you think about it, there are a lot of missed opportunities when it comes to leveraging email signatures. They are constantly visible. We send sometimes dozens, even hundreds of emails per day individually. And so there's a lot of opportunity there for visibility and therefore promotion of your podcast. We've seen other folks move into this area. Drift has a email signature tool now. We internally at Sweetfish use a tool called Sigstr, SIGSTR. We've had the founder of that company on our show before, B2B Growth. And if you think about it, the average person sends 34 emails a day, and that would be 170 times a week. So that's over 8,800 times per year that people could come in contact with your podcast if you're using your email signature as a way to promote your podcast. So what we've done in our email signatures across our team, we use this tool called Sigstr. We have a banner that we've created for B2B Growth, and we've standardized our team on that so that every time an email goes out from our team, there is some visibility to B2B Growth through that little banner graphic that's below the bulk of our signatures. The third one I wanted to share today is LinkedIn. If you've been following content on this show or on LinkedIn from James and I, then you know that we're big fans of LinkedIn. And I know that a lot of folks are going to say, well, social media, that seems like a no-brainer when it comes to promoting your podcast. But specifically with LinkedIn, I wanted to share a few specific ways, do's and don'ts of where you could promote your show. So turning the audio content into status updates rather than long-form articles. Those status updates get a lot further reach. Those status updates get a lot further reach on LinkedIn. So we would suggest if you're going to turn it into content for LinkedIn, do status updates. And the other thing real quick is to not tease the content. If someone shares 3 specific ways to organize your marketing team, don't tease the content and say, tune in to episode 52 to listen to so-and-so share X, Y, and Z. Actually share the content in the body of that status update, and you will get further reach out of that content. The fourth and final one I wanted to touch on today is your marketing automation sequences. So email, much like social media, may seem like something that is somewhat of a no-brainer when it comes to promotion, but I'm not talking about your newsletter where you simply, again, kind of tease the content and say, check out our new episode on our podcast, and here's a blog post from us as well. But actually taking that interview where one of your guests shared something of value and turn it into written content that fits your email automation sequence. So that could be an email course. It could be a sequence of onboarding emails or a long-term nurture campaign. If you got value out of a guest sharing specific knowledge in a podcast interview, then you can take that and turn it into written content that tells a story, that shares some specific resources, those sorts of things. So take that content, morph it for the email channel, and then there are a ton of ways that you can use it within your automation sequences. So I hope this was helpful. Again, 4 specific ways you can easily do, whether you have a new podcast or an ongoing show. And we talked about co-promotion opportunities with similar podcasts, using your email signature, leveraging a graphic banner there, LinkedIn, as well as your marketing automation sequences. If you have any ideas for topics you'd like us to cover in this How to Podcast series or questions about podcasting, I am more than open to hearing those from our listeners. Hit me up via email, logan@sweetfishmedia.com, or reach out to me on LinkedIn, Logan Lyles, Lyles. And as always, thank you so much for listening. Becoming a thought leader doesn't just happen. If you want to build a strong personal brand and extend your reach online and offline, you need a plan. Want help developing yours? Check out Impact Summit. This one-day event is bringing together best-selling authors, professional athletes, influential CEOs, and emerging entrepreneurs, all for one purpose: to equip you to lead, influence, and inspire. Whether you're looking to build a lasting legacy with your business or extend the reach of your brand, Impact Summit speakers will share inspiring stories and practical lessons to help you on your way. Did we mention a session on launching and growing a podcast? You guessed it. You'll hear from Sweetfish Media's own James Carberry during that session. You won't want to miss all of these influencers and leaders coming together in Salt Lake City on October 13th. Ready to learn more? Check out influencerinc.co/Impact Summit. B2B Growth listeners can get 15% off the price of their tickets for this event by using the promo code SWEETFISH, SWEETFISH. So use that code, get your tickets today, and get ready to grow your brand and your influence at Impact Summit 2018.